live. What were you asking me?
I was asking you how you did tonight.
Oh, it was good. I told you, that's what I like to do. I like to go in, double my money, get out. 1 or 2 hours. Last night I did it in 2. Tonight I did it in 1. I'm a happy camper, you know?
That's right.
So the key is to stay profitable, not be greedy. For anyone who's wanting to learn poker, don't be greedy.
I'm still waiting.
Stay profitable. Okay. So we're a little bit overdue on our recap this time, Ian, because you've been so busy.
We're pulling a late night kind of.
Yes, this is a late night stint.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's past the minute where you are. So.
Well, you sounded like you've been having your hands full between barking dogs and overtime at work.
Yeah, just working to pay the man and listening to a dog bark constantly. So yeah, that slowed our weekly recap.
So, well, it's been another raucous week. Things have leveled off a little bit, though. I think a lot of our unlikers have unliked us permanently, and
we're stuck at a certain amount of likes.
Yeah, well, it was weird for a while because we were getting likes and losing likes, getting likes and losing likes, and I think it was just people couldn't make up their mind about us. What do you think has changed this last week since the preceding weeks? Do you think we just contradicted ourselves a little bit, or do you think we confusing people? What do you think it is?
I think we're not putting up posts that everyone agrees with. That's the problem. Everyone seems to think that we need to agree with each other. I don't understand that part. I certainly don't agree with
I know, and I mean, didn't we know that was going to happen, especially since we touch on gun topics and politics and the finer points. I mean, I've known. I've never considered myself to be someone who is just easy to agree with. I'm all over the map on everything, and so are you. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we don't agree on, and there's a lot of stuff that we agree on. So, but like one of the posts that you put up, which really garnered a lot of ire, and people are like, "Oh, I'm surprised you guys put this up. What's wrong with you? You guys are becoming Republicans on us." Did you see that one?
What post was this?
It was the one you put up about the rape kit and the anti-rape kit.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was obvious that you were pointing out just how batshit insane this post was. People were just like, "Oh, well, what's this all about? We used to like you guys." And,
they freak out.
Why don't people get us yet? Why is this still so confusing?
I think because we're not specifically just monothematic, whichever pronunciation you want. That's the thing. We're not an atheist site. We're not a political site. We're not. I don't know. We actually don't really know what we are. Is that right?
But do you think that we should be like sticking to a proven repertoire and just give everybody what they want? And
no, because it gets boring. It gets boring for me to just research, look for funny cartoons about Jesus.
Well, I mean, when I'm like going through the blog feeds, because I get tons of articles from different blogs and different sites, and that's a lot of the stuff that ends up on our blog, and a lot of this stuff that we get on the blog is stuff that we completely disagree with. I mean, completely. Mm-hmm. But even though I disagree with them, I think that the articles raise valid points and stuff worth discussing. And I've already seen a couple of comments from people on the blog about, like a couple of posts I posted were from the Catholic blog, the National Catholic Center or whatever. There's this one guy on there. This is one guy. Have you seen those?
The Rational Catholic Sector.
Yeah, that's it. The Rational Catholic Center.
That's a great name. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, but there's this one guy on there who he's just an atheist basher. And he raises these insane arguments about atheism. And I think they're funny. When I read them, I literally laugh out loud. Okay? 2 days ago, I was at a Starbucks, and I was reading this post, and I was laughing at the top of my fucking lungs. And people were all looking like, well, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? I mean, the article was batshit. And I posted it, and on the comments on the feed, people on the Facebook page, people were just like, whoa, what is it with this crazy dribble? This guy is insane. Why are you promoting his post? And I'm like, I'm not promoting it. Are you kidding? I thought it was funny. So this is the kind of stuff that's kind of it just I find it interesting the way people react. I think they take us way too seriously. Do you think that's part of the problem?
The thing is that I've been caught out a couple of times by trying to be sarcastic or ironic and not putting in the typical, "Ooh, I'm joking," and people don't get it, and they start hurling insults, and I have to go back to it and explain myself, which is the worst part because then the joke is lost. You have to fucking explain it.
Yeah, if you have to explain it, if you have to actually explain yourself as to what's funny about it, it isn't funny anymore. But I will say this. There is a core of audience on the page that do get it. Mm-hmm. And they jump right on the joke. They are right on the ball. They have a witty retort. I mean, one guy posted a funny-ass response literally 10 seconds after I posted this meme. I mean, it would have taken me 2 hours to come up with it. And he posted it in 10 seconds. Yeah, so let's give them credit. Let's give part of the audience credit. Some of them get it.
I think it's more than some of them. I think that the majority, some of them take it way, I don't know, way too seriously. I don't know if they're looking for something more serious. But I just like having laughs. That's what I like. That's what I
Well, I'm telling you, on some of the conversations we've had, especially the last couple of weeks, where you find something and you chat me in, hey, check this out, and I'd be like, oh, that's bad. That's bad. Put it on the blog. Put it on the blog.
Put it on the blog. We're scared of getting blocked again.
Well, I'm telling you, man, I'm like a deer in the headlights now. I mean, although I gotta say, I don't know, maybe the believers are getting tired of us.
Yeah, they're very quiet.
Have you noticed that we're getting like some believers who just go along with the jokes? There's a couple of them out there. There's a few of them. They're clearly believers, but they joke right along with us.
Well, it's good to have a sense of humor. Jesus.
I found that refreshing. I was actually pretty happy about that.
Mm-hmm. You're converting them to humor, maybe.
Yes, that's the first step, isn't it? Get them laughing at their religion, and then we move them further and further away. Didn't L. Ron Hubbard say something about that?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. What else?
What were we going to be talking about?
Oh, I'll tell you another thing I wanted to cover with you that I thought was pretty funny. Was this, what is it with this segment of our audience that feel they need to defend George W. Bush?
Oh, yes, George W.
Can you help me out with this one?
I don't know. Maybe because he was president, some people just still respect that or something. I don't know. I mean, I still find it very funny that there's been a library named in his name.
Yeah, but that's been a tradition now for since the 20th century. They were back in the day. They used to do memorials in museums, and then after I think maybe it was after Theodore Roosevelt. They came up with the idea that, museum and memorial, it's too pompous. So let's make it a library. Let's make it a center. So that's what happened. I think it started around the time of Roosevelt, and from then on, it's been memorials and centers and libraries. Mm-hmm. And not all the presidents have them.
Maybe it just caught my attention because it was Bush, the most inarticulate person I've ever seen given a microphone, really. Did you see any of his stuff, any of his interviews?
Oh my God, are you kidding? I couldn't not keep a straight face through any of them.
I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten what it was like.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's beyond apologetic because he doesn't even talk about any of his failures. None. Zero. I mean, Chris Wallace asked him, what in the center, in a paraphrase way, he was like, what do you find to be, to discusses your failures, that discusses things that went wrong during your presidency. Mm-hmm. And he couldn't answer. He was like a deer in the headlights. He's like, yeah. Oh, well, I'm only human, and we all make mistakes. I mean, that was his answer. Mm-hmm. It was disappointing because, I mean, you would think he would know he was going to be asked something like this,
Yeah, but he was never one to kind of to man up and say, "Oh yeah, well," he wouldn't do that. That would ruin his legacy, right?
I saw this interview of him with an Irish reporter.
Yes.
Did you see that one?
He got into a lot of trouble when that happened. A lot of trouble. I think that was around the time when the G8 or the G20 had a meeting in Ireland.
Yeah.
She was put in there to ask a nice little interview, and she changed her notes and decided to actually ask him questions, and he was rattled. But he still didn't say anything, really. I mean, he just kept saying, "Oh, let me finish. Oh, let me finish."
Well, I actually just saw it recently because there was a post on the blog that I reposted about a guy by the New York Times, and the guy was on the, basically saying, look, let's cut through the bullshit. He was a lousy president, and he's an idiot, and here's why. And he went through all of these, specific instances that showcase how stupid Bush was and how incompetent he was. And that interview was one of the highlights because this was supposed to be him talking about foreign policy, and he couldn't give her a single straight answer about anything. And, this is somebody now who, okay, I give the ex-presidents credit. Clinton, I give Obama credit for showing up. I actually think Obama showing up was a good thing because it shows that, hey, we're all still Americans and, it's okay to step across the aisle and, and he knows that Bush is going to make him look good. when they open the Obama library, do you think Bush is going to show up?
I don't know. I think Obama showed up, and it was a good thing because humans are humans. We all make mistakes. The problem I have is when people don't admit their mistakes and they try and cover them up. Right. That's the thing I don't like about it. But
well, that's not going to happen with Bush.
No. But I mean, did you see? Like Obama was able to make jokes out of it in his speech for the was it for the press he was doing it? And he had this big picture of a library built beside Bush's library with a sign saying Bush did it or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was during the correspondence dinner.
The correspondence dinner, yeah.
But that was all in fun. That was all comedy, and he was actually really funny during that. I gotta say,
he's got a good delivery.
Oh, he's hysterical, man. I mean, you should have seen last year's correspondence dinner. He did this whole spoof. It was like this spoof movie trailer, of Joe Biden because he keeps falling asleep in meetings.
Did he not
it was hysterical. I still laugh, man. It's on YouTube.
He did Donald Trump last year as well, didn't he?
Oh, and Trump was there. Trump was in the dinner. He was totally reaming him.
He got him
right in his face.
Oh yeah.
It was beautiful. That was golden television. So, anyways, I think that this is like the whole thing with Reagan because when Reagan left the presidency, the country was in tatters. I mean, it was a mess. The economy was in shit. The only good thing was the Cold War was over. Mm-hmm. That was the only good thing, and when there was, I mean, there was just so much apathy for the Reagan legacy. So then when the Reagan Library opens up, everybody just sort of smooths it all over. And how do they try to revive Reagan's name? They start naming highways after him and bridges and, you know, the Ronald Reagan Highway, the Ronald Reagan Bridge, as if, you know, there's a fucking aircraft carrier named Ronald Reagan. Okay? I mean, they go from, you know, Abraham Lincoln, Theodore Roosevelt to Ronald Reagan. Really?
Yeah, but is that not a very typical American trait? Is to have a villain, then to remake him into a hero.
Well, that it's only become politicized recently.
But it didn't happen. It doesn't happen. For example, I mean, I could say in Irish politics, but in British politics too, everyone hates Thatcher. No matter how many posts you put up.
Well, she's dead now. She's dead. It doesn't matter.
They still have protests at her funeral, and still people having parties.
But you know, they should name a ship after her. They should. She fucking saved Europe.
She was on battleship. Well, but the thing is that, you know, when the Bushes, I mean, George Bush Senior wasn't looking in great shape, and when George W. But when they all pass away, they're gonna get a lot of praise.
I don't know, man. I don't know, because even look, when Nixon died, this country was pretty forgiving. This country, I mean, he had a state funeral. I mean, there were people crying. Bob Dole was crying like a girl at the funeral. I mean, seriously, I was surprised at how much fanfare Nixon got. I was surprised, and that was political. But you know, even the Democrats did it, because the Democrats were trying, like, particularly because of Clinton, because Clinton was trying to bring the Democratic Party to the center. He was trying to become a moderate, and this was his little way of reaching across and, you know, consoling the Republicans. Yes, we're sorry for your loss. But it was strictly politics. I mean, Nixon was a horrible president. He wasn't as bad as Bush. But he was pretty bad. He was pretty bad, you know. So, but he was a better politician than Bush, huh?
So in your list, Bush is number one?
In my lifetime?
Yeah.
Yes. In my lifetime, yes. Absolutely. Bush, Reagan, Nixon, distant third. And yeah, I mean, you know, we had mediocre Democratic presidents. I mean, Jimmy Carter wasn't a great president. He didn't do anything. Gerald Ford was almost invisible. He, you know, yeah, granted, he was only president for a few years. He didn't even serve one whole term. So he was like a lame duck president. But we didn't have a lot of spectacular presidents in my lifetime. I mean, there's only a couple that really stand out. And yeah, I'm sorry, they're Democrats, you know. John F. Kennedy, who actually was killed before I was born, so that doesn't really count.
That doesn't really count.
Yeah. But Bill Clinton,
your hero.
He's not my hero, but the thing is, you know, hey, he turned this country around in one term, and nobody can take that away from him. His numbers speak for themselves. And yeah, he was a womanizer. Everybody knew that. We knew that when we voted for him. We knew he was getting blowjobs in the government's mansion. We didn't care. You know, Hillary obviously doesn't care. She's still married to him. You know, she knows he's a dog, but he's a brilliant dog. He's a smart dog. What would you rather have, a smart dog or a stupid ass?
Yeah, smart. I'd love a smart dog as my neighbor.
There you go. There you go.
Did you notice, on a purely superficial level, did it look like Clinton had got a new set of teeth?
Yeah, I think he did. Well, I think he went through some serious...
with the kind of fake teeth kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I think you're right, because he went through some serious issues with his heart surgery. He's like on a vegan diet, and that's one of the first. That's a big symptom when you switch to a vegan diet. You calcium loss. You lose a lot of calcium. And you have to take supplements up the yin yang and stuff like that. I think there's a connection there.
Okay.
I noticed that too. I actually noticed that too. He's not looking good.
No,
There's something up with Clinton,
yeah, he kind of
health-wise.
looked like a bit like this, and he sort of had the kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So hopefully he'll figure out what the hell, eat a steak or something, gain some weight for crying out loud. And one other thing I wanted to cover with you. What was it? Let me see. There was
Don't be fooled. Bush was terrible.
huh?
Don't be fooled. Bush was terrible. That's
Oh,
it.
we already know that. We already know that. That was pretty much. I think we pretty much covered everything. There was one other thing that was going on the page that the same thing. People were just reacting completely opposite to the message we were trying to convey, and you know, I'm just finding it funnier and funnier that the more outrageous our post is,
Uh,
the more seriously people take it.
that's
I,
what we've
I
been.
gotta say, it's entertaining.
Uh-huh. I think that's why we've been stuck at a certain level of likes for the last week. It's been between 5,665 and 5,670 for the week.
Yeah, I know, and we're actually moving up again. It's moving up again slowly. And I think, like I said, I think we had to just go through a shakeout. I think we had to go through a shakeout of those initial, like you said, those monochromatic atheists who just want to see stuff that supports everything that they agree with over and over and over again. And I mean, hey, let's face it, there are a lot of pages, there are a lot of sites that give them that.
Uh-huh.
And, maybe we need to raise the bar a little bit on
In what
on
way?
who on who we're looking to be our readers, our visitors. I don't know.
Maybe we should use this to send out a plea. Help us.
Well, I mean, we still get tons of great feedback, and I'm telling you, I'm finding it interesting that a lot of believers even the believers are getting a little bit comfortable with the site. I mean, there are at least a good dozen that I see posting regularly, every day.
Yeah, but
You know?
I do miss the outraged religious. We haven't really. We've kind of lost them.
I don't. And I'm sure we're going to have another spate of them at some point. But, it's fun for a while, and it is fun every once in a while. I do enjoy getting the occasional hate message and the I'm going to hell message or that I'm praying for you message. That always makes my day. But after a while, I just find myself repeating myself over and over again. And then, we talked about this on the very first recap. Remember? They put up stickies, please refer to this post. Please refer. Now we can do it with the videos. We can say, hey, go back to our recap number 1.
Recap. Take notes.
So, and why? Do you miss them?
Yeah, because I like the kind of the difference of opinion. I like that.
But we still get that, Ian. We still get it.
Yeah, but now we're getting it more from gun heads and fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that'll play itself out. I mean, it already has. I mean, we're not getting nearly as much of the gun lover vitriol. I mean, you've posted a lot of good gun posts over the last few days, and we're not getting nearly as much, whining as we did a week or two ago.
Maybe because it's out of the news. Maybe that could be it.
We still get the occasional argument, the occasional rebuttal, but maybe now at least people know we're not going to just get into it with them ad nauseum. I don't know, but I still see them engaging. I still see getting the feedback.
Yeah. Long may it continue.
And you know what? I think all we need to do is we just need to keep doing what we're doing. I think that's the best thing. I don't think we need to change our formula. Do we have a formula? Our format.
Our idea, whatever that is. No, just keep going. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean, I think that, listen, I think the people that are sticking with us are the people who get it. Like
mm-hmm.
you know, and they get it, and they're still engaging. And I think maybe some of the people that came aboard recently are understanding that they don't have to agree with us on everything. Maybe we're making a difference, Ian. Maybe we're making a change.
Maybe that's the idea.
All right. Well, I think that's it. We're good on time.
Okay.
So let's wrap it up here. Any parting thoughts?
Oh Jesus, this is becoming a. I don't have any parting thoughts.
You should have prepared one for this one, Ian. Come
I'll
on.
do it for the
Should have
next
had one
one.
pre-made, pre-written.
Keep tuned. I don't know.
Keep tuned.
They're getting lamer with the weeks. Okay, I'll have one prepared for the next time.
All right. Well, I'll hold you to that. And by the way, just remember, I'm going to be traveling this weekend. I'm on my way back to Europe. So you got first watch on Saturday.
Can I just? I'll just tell a little personal story before we go.
Please
Now,
do.
the last time, the actual only real time you gave me any sort of watch was on the Andiamo at about 2 or 3 in the morning.
Well, for the people who don't know, the Andiamo is my boat that I met Ian on.
This is how we met
A lot of them don't know that story. Go on.
Right. So everybody had to take a turn keeping an eye out on the horizon, so there's storms or anything coming or whatever. And I had this beautiful experience watching. It was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I said, yeah, give me the craziest shift. So it was like 4 till 6. So between 4 and 5, I was watching, you know, the Caribbean with all these clouds and rain and darker clouds, and we're heading straight for this darker cloud. And then I look around and I see you and your ex going, there's a storm, we need to move it, and you're half asleep moving us out of the fucking way. So that's what could happen while you're traveling. You're putting me on watch.
Lots of storms out there. Hey,
Hey,
but we survived to tell the tale. Isn't that all that matters?
oh, that's the truth. That's it.
There we go. So we're going to sign off here. And thanks a lot, everybody, for their continued feedback and comments and likes and shares. And keep it up. We appreciate it. And we will see you guys on the page and on the blog. And if you got any comments about this, feel free to post. And we will see you guys on the next recap. Okay, Ian? All right. So ending broadcast.